please don't put like a movie on there. In the past, we've had that done before. Seems like a really great idea. For some reason, when we're watching the screen and you click on the little movie, and the movie goes past like 2 minutes, you start hearing comments like, "What the hell, man? Why is it so long? I want to see this. It's garbage. Turn it off." You know, you're going to be mad because you're going to be over here saying, "Who said that? You heard me. Well, stand up so I can see you." I ain't standing up, you know. And it's going to make you feel, it's going to take you out of your focus. You'll be taken out, you know, and you're going to be upset. You probably won't be able to finish your presentation. So it's better because you don't want to leave here angry, okay? You just don't want to leave here angry. But it's a known fact. If you put like a movie on there and it's like an hour, or if it's longer than 5 minutes, I would suggest 2 minutes tops. You know, we don't need to see the whole movie. If you just have to show us like a clip, make it a really short clip. You know, because if it's long, people's patience wears thin, because they'll be sitting there like, "Man, I really want to go in and present mine now. Oh man, this guy can show a movie on. Hell, man." You know, and they're not gonna like it. You know, and you're gonna be thinking that, "Well, I thought we were friends. We are friends, but you're stupid, man. You could have just said what it was." And then you're gonna, you know, and then that's gonna carry on throughout the rest of the quarters. You'll be like, "Yeah, you called me stupid in the history class. I don't like you anymore." You know. So just to not have that happen, you know, and I'll talk about it again. Just keep that in mind. You're gonna make a PowerPoint, make it short and sweet. Normally, what we do for the final is you come up, you present what your research is going to be on. My research is on Popeye. It was done by Otto Messimer. It actually came into existence in 1952. Such and such studio. He was a pretty good character. Here's some pictures of him. Thank you very much. And you sit back down. That's it. That's it. That's all we need to know. We don't need to know anymore. Okay? If they want to know anymore, they can talk to you later after class. You know, they can talk to you. But it's so many people in the class that you can't give a really long presentation. You just can't. You know, I mean, in the past, and this is the last thing I'll say on that, in the past we have had a couple of students who tried, you know, to do like something longer than 5 minutes. You know, they did like, one guy actually was up here for like 30 minutes, you know, and most of the class was gone. Lights went off, everybody started to walk out. He was mad too, he's very mad. He's mad at his classmates. And I think he still is kind of mad at them to this day. They walked out on him. He was very upset about that. But they couldn't take it, you know, it was long and they didn't get a chance to present, you know, and so as they were walking out, which I thought was unfortunate, all their papers and their PowerPoint CDs were left next to the door. So then I was kind of mad at the gentleman who was presenting, like, "Man, you messed up, Hart, you messed the whole thing up." Anyway, let's try not to do that. Week 8, what we'll do is we'll talk about digital and computer, the digital world and the computer contribution and interactive animation. Week 9 we'll talk about the aesthetics and metaphysics. Basically, week 9 what we'll talk about is the ethics of animation. Believe it or not, there's a code that goes on in animation. There's an animation police. It's called Standards and Practices. It's actually a government department called Standards and Practices, and they're known as the Animation Police. They're the ones who actually they actually are the ones who censor what can be on the small screen and what can't be on the small screen. Now you're probably thinking, well, what about cartoons like Family Guy? How come they actually go under the wire? Well, Family Guy doesn't air in what they call the children's programming hours. You know, now if it was airing like between 2:30 and 5, they would have a problem. That'd be a big problem. You probably wouldn't air but maybe 2 times. That's it. You know, just go away. They'd say no way. because they don't want little children to actually see, even though I'm sure children see it, they don't want them to see it. And the same thing is holds true for South Park. You couldn't do it either. Because of some of the material that it's using in the story, it doesn't fall in the guidelines of standards and practices. They're really hard pressed about that, you know, which is understandable, but then questionable because the cartoons that they air now come into question. Like if anybody's watched like a Saturday morning cartoon, you realize that they destroyed Saturday morning cartoons. I mean, what used to be really great now is crappy, you know. Now you're looking towards other things to watch because you're like, this is crap. I don't want to see it. But anyway, we'll talk about that. I'll give you like a handout, either week 9 or week 10, on some of the animation laws. And believe it or not, there are laws in animation. One law that comes to mind is that if a character is chasing another character and they run off of a cliff and one character is like in the air, they can defy the law of gravity as long as they don't look down. But once they look down, then they have to fall. And it's like a law. Even though the Roadrunner kind of breaks that rule almost every time, which is kind of cool, because the reason why a lot of people go into animation, or especially for cartoons, is that there are rules in place, but you can always break the rule, you know. And when you break the rule, if you do it in the right way and it's done in a fashion where it's funny, you're celebrated. They've been like, oh man, that guy Chris just this guy made a dude walk backwards, man, but he was going forward. It was awesome, you know. And then all of a sudden he becomes like this world famous animator for doing that. But week 10 we'll talk about the future of animation, and then week 11 week 10 and 11 we'll review all of the research papers that you guys are going to be submitting and presenting. And hopefully some of you will still be here week 11 to present. I don't think everybody's going to present by week 10. Some people will be here week 11. The last time we offered this class, 5 people presented week 10, and then the entire class, I kept trying to get coach other people to actually like, come on, go on and present now, because it's easier if half the class presents one week and the other class presents the other half presents the other week. But unfortunately that didn't happen. So what happens is when you guys all present week 11, that's when the tension starts to brew and again, and people's attitudes start to change. You know, what was once a nice person, they seem to be like real grumpy and stuff. You know, you can tell when their attitude is changing when you take a break. You come back, they're walking through the door, you guys both pass by each other and they spit on me a little bit in the head. Something's wrong, man. You feel like you spit on me, man, right? You did, I feel something. What's that? Then they're kind of mad because they're going to present and you're after them, or you want to go after them and you're wondering how long it's going to take them to present. Let's try not to, we've never had like a confrontation in here, so hopefully we won't have one this quarter. I'm hoping we won't have a confrontation. You have to present week 11, and there's three-fourths of the class here that just take it in stride. Just be patient. It's your time, you know. If somebody presents and then